Going, everybody. Bryan Alvarez here on Wrestling Observer Live. We are here every day, Monday through Friday, noon Pacific, 3 Eastern, Sundays, 3 Pacific, 6 Eastern, Saturday mornings with Jim Valley, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 Eastern, Sundays with Andrew Zarian. And it is Tuesday here on the show, and you know what that means? We got a lot to talk about. Tonight is NXT. Oh, my favorite show, NXT. Actually looks like a decent lineup, so we can only pray. I don't want the show to be bad. I want it to be a good show. That's coming up tonight. Then we've got the Dynamite lineup for Wednesday. Of course, last night was Monday Night Raw with what I thought was a great main event with Finn Balor and CM Punk for the title. So I'm going to tell you about that, as well as WWE Unreal, the current and future seasons. We got updates on Hobbs and Yota Tsuji's first challenger. SmackDown shifting networks as a result of the Winter Olympics. Update on Javon Evans, who was injured during the Raw show yesterday, and plenty more. I do want to start off today. Best wishes to Jim Ross. He will not be on Dynamite this week. Wrote on Monday that he's going to miss the show after suffering a fall. He was stuck in his living room for hours following the incident, but he says he was still able to watch the college football playoffs. I guess you've always have to find a silver lining. He's had a lot of falls of lately, a lot of health issues, battled cancer, and another bad fall last year. So all the best to Jim Ross. Hopefully he's on the mend, but he will be out of action this coming Wednesday. If you want to text us, 425-780-7566 is the phone number. That is 425-780-7566. I'm F4W Online at gmail.com, F4W Online, Threads, Instagram, and Cameo. At Bryan Alvarez on X and Blue Sky. Back in a moment with more Observer Live. Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful.
I am going to channel the well-known, infamous roast of Bryan and Lance.
Oh my God.
I vaguely remember this.
Lance was a champion in virtually every company he has appeared in. While he did hold the distinction of holding 3 titles, that angle fizzled out faster than his podcast, Killing the Town.
Wow. I now remember this utter disaster of a roast.
Let's get Lance a chair to sit in. And as we do, could we also bring someone up here to show him how to use it? I remember that chair shot. I don't remember who it was on, but
utter silence that this roast was met with.
Tom, at least I was smart enough not to do those chair shots again.
Bryan, besides me, there are others who I'm sure dislike you, like Vince Russo, Eric Bischoff, but I think you're great, like a guiding light or a father, which is why I'm not surprised when you screw me every week. The best-selling author of The Death of WCW. He had just completed his new book, for which actually Lance Storm wrote the foreword, which is 3 more than most wrestling fans know.
Hideous. Atrocious.
It must be hard when you look so young. If I didn't know better, I'd say you had your grandma's jeans. But actually, if the camera panned down, I bet Lance is wearing them. Anyways, let's start the show. Carmelo went for the La Mystica. Andrade went for the Message.
It's actually not the La Mystica. It starts like a La Mystica, but the La Mystica is actually a submission, and he doesn't land in the submission. He just does the whole slam part and then jumps up.
Yeah, the La Mystica is a tilt-a-whirl head scissor into a Fujiwara armbar.
Into a Fujiwara armbar. The La Mystica is not the submission. Do not tell me.
I didn't say that was a submission. I said the La Mystica involves the tilt-a-whirl facebuster into the submission. The whole thing. Why are you so angry?
Well, you just changed what you said and lied, right?
Yeah.
No, he doesn't land in a submission. He just slams them. So it's not a La Mystica.
I believe that's the actual move.
Okay,
but
whatever, who cares?
I just hope editor Sean pulls up the exact clip of you saying Lemistica's a submission and then denying it afterwards.
Lemistic is actually a submission? I didn't say that was a submission.
Lemistic is actually a submission? I didn't say that was a submission.
Editor Sean.
And the show, Bryan Alvarez here, Wrestling Observer Live. Lance is joining us here today. Stuck at home, Lance.
I am at home.
What the heck's going on?
I'm a person who requires a work visa to be in the States, and unfortunately I'm victim along with Danny Luna and Leon Slater.
Are there more, too?
There would be a few, yeah.
Jeez. Well, I mean, they mentioned the ones on the pay-per-view, but I'm wondering if there were people that weren't booked for TV or the pay-per-view that also have no... Like, do they do all of the visas at the same time? Like,
Well,
how do they do it?
I don't know when it started, and again, hopefully no one will get mad. I'm going inside baseball a little bit, but
Well, they talked about it on TV.
No, but when I was with WWE and WCW, they got you a P1A, which is an individual visa. Impact, since, I've been here, 4 years now, they do a P1B, which is a group, which has many names attached to a single visa, and you get approved as a group. So it will be, now again, there may be other people that have individual ones, but as far as me and the current people, it's an all or nothing situation because it is a group. I believe it's a P1B.
So basically, you're just sitting around waiting for this thing to come through?
Yeah, and hoping there isn't going to be another government shutdown, because I hear there could be.
Man. Well, can you even watch the show? Like, where's it airing in Canada?
I actually had to pay up and order Sportsnet 360.
Wow.
Because I was hoping, because again, I generally get I watch it when I'm there, and then I also, for the taped episodes, I get an advance copy so that I can send talent feedback on their matches and stuff and do office type things. So I always see the show before it airs. So I've never bothered to get Sportsnet 360. And then when we were getting the AMC deal, I'm like, well, I get AMC on my cable package. It's like, I'll probably get the show. And I checked the television guide a few hours before and realized that they were showing a movie up here. So I guess Rogers, who owns Sportsnet 360, wants to maintain exclusivity in Canada. So AMC Canada doesn't carry it. So I had to, in a rush, order Sportsnet 360 so I could even watch the show. And once I go back to work, I'll cancel Sportsnet 360 because I don't watch sports. And it's hard to watch shows when you're actually at them live.
Person wants to know if Trump is doing something to stop the work visas. Well, it was the government shutdown, right? Didn't that kind of slow everything down for everybody?
I think they were shut down for 45 days, so I would imagine that puts us a bit behind in time. And there's also been statements that, Trump has demanded that, all immigration paperwork and visas be scrutinized and, looked at closer before approval. So the process...
God, Lance, you were an un-American, dude.
Yeah, if
you ain't ever coming back.
If anybody sends them the photo of me with the upside-down flag from 2002.
Guys, listen. I know you're going to think this is a political statement, but Trump is the guy who, when Vince's limo blew up, he, thought Vince was dead.
Called the FBI, didn't he?
He was very concerned, okay? So if you played an un-American, Lance, on WWE television, and now you're trying to get a visa, I don't know, brother.
Well, I'm hoping the people in the process aren't looking at storylines from television.
This guy says I'm asking for it. Why? That's literally what happened. It's a very famous story. The limo blew up, and Trump called WWE and had to make sure Vince was okay. It happened. What do you want me to do about it? Now, apparently, speaking of the internet getting up in arms, It says here on the chat, the internet's up in arms about WWE Unreal. Okay? Now, I'm going to read a few things here, and then I want to...
Don't watch it if you don't like it.
I want to make some things clear. This guy says, I'm sure Dave made it up. No, there was actually somebody else that did an interview. Who was it? One of the wrestlers did an interview over the last year, and they also told that same story. That legitimately happened. That's not something that somebody made up.
What story, Brian?
The one about the limo.
Oh,
We're still talking about the limo. So anyway, from the front page of WrestlingObserver.com, new season of WWE Unreal shows how differently SummerSlam 2025 could have looked if early ideas for the show came to fruition. In episode 4 of season 2 of Unreal, Whiteboard is listed, showing potential matches for SummerSlam. They include Roman Reigns versus Braun Breaker, a Bella Twins return, Finn Balor bringing back his demon character for a match against Judgment Day stablemate Dominic Mysterio, CM Punk versus Gunther for the world title, Sami Zayn and Seth Rollins, Io Sky versus Naomi for the women's title, Rhea Ripley and Asuka, Jey Uso versus Rusev, Bayley versus Becky for the women's Intercontinental title, and as noted, the Bellas against Liv and Raquel. Punk versus Gunther. Punther, once they team up.
That will be their tag team name if they ever form.
Yes. Punther is the only match that happened exactly as was listed. Main event in night 1 with Seth cashing in on Punk, etc., etc. So, I will just say this, everybody. Okay?
Shows of work, folks.
Yeah. I'm not saying, okay, let me make this very clear, okay? I'm not saying that card is completely made up, okay? I'm not saying that, but if you recall, there was a whiteboard that was shown in season 1 that had, I believe, proposed matches for WrestleMania, and there were some very interesting things on that whiteboard, and I was basically told, don't be a mark. So, that show is a work, everybody. Obviously, there are aspects of it that are real, you know. I'm sure there's some real tears here and there, and I'm sure there's some real emotion here or there. But if you don't think that show is scripted exactly to show you only what they want to show you and nothing more, think again.
I would... The way I would describe them is that Raw is your weekly episodic scripted television show, if you will, and Unreal is the constructed reality show type about it. And if you think reality shows are real, I have a bridge for sale. And it's like they are going to spin things, manipulate things, make the show more interesting by adding emotion and drama and potentially false whiteboards to help them tell a story. If it's on television, there's a work element to it.
And we've also got the next season of Unreal, which is being produced. It has been renewed for season 3, debuting in September of 2026. The focus of it will be, are you ready for this? You want to talk about WWE Unreal? John Cena's retirement. So you're going to talk. They're going to talk about his, his heel turn and Brock Lesnar returning and attacking Cena. I guess was the last thing we saw in season 2, and everything leading up to the match with Gunther. So yeah, that'll be the next season, and that'll be coming up. So yes, Funk Monk V1. That should be interesting. Will it be real? Well,
aspects of it will be.
There will be some aspects of it that are real, just like everything else. Powerhouse Hobbs, now speculated, as noted. Fightful Select believes he has already signed. That would not surprise me one bit. He probably will debut in the Royal Rumble for all I know. Or maybe somewhere else. We shall see. But he's heading to WWE. Then we've got the first official challenger for Yota Tsuji. It is, in fact, Jake Lee. For those of you that watch the Tokyo Dome, could they have picked a worse challenger? The answer is no. However...
Well, you would have been worse.
No. You did not watch the Tokyo Dome, Lance. I would not have been worse.
Wow.
I promise you. And I will say that at least they can just get it over with. That's the best I can say about that. But that match is going to be coming up for the IWGP title at the New Beginning in Osaka on February 11th. And we'll talk more about this and plenty more after the break. Observer Live. Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful. Well, we reviewed SmackDown yesterday, Tom, and you don't even get SmackDown. You're very, just, you know how you are.
Fine. Whatever. I don't care. Whatever. That's your impression of me?
Yeah, that's my impression of you.
Wow.
So what are we, at least, I hope you at least watch a SmackDown main event.
I watched the entire show.
Okay, because there's a lot of people that still like your review, Tom.
I went on the board, and I saw like 2 people.
Yeah, do you go on Twitter?
Yeah, I do go on Twitter,
You read my emails?
I do go on
The
Twitter.
text messages? I mean...
Do you go on Twitter? Because if you do,
unfortunately, yes.
You would have seen one of the greatest moments in world history.
In world history, really.
World history. Frank Tate walked away the victor of the fight, but he walked away an even bigger winner when it comes to life. This man completed what I would say is the best high five, the best dap up in the history of the galaxy. This man had his dog. And when I say dog,
barely a dog.
I mean D-O-G and D-A-W-G. This was a dog, baby. The dog was so proud. You can see just the elation in that dog's face. He threw that paw up. He let it hang for a few moments, and then he brought it down for the dap.
Tom's not even doing this justice. Everyone has seen a dog, like you put your hand out and the dog like puts his paw up to shake hands. This freaking dog goes, ah, hoppa! Like, what? That was more than a high five. I don't even know what you would even term that. He dunked. He dunked that man.
30 million views on this clip. And that is about 1/10 of what it should have. So if you haven't seen it, you deserve it. Treat yourself. Go to my Twitter. Watch Frank Tate high-five his dog.
No, he did not high-five his dog.
The dog high-fived him.
His dog high-fived him. Yes. He just wanted like a, just boom. And this dog was like, no way, brother. You knock that man out. I'm going to give you a big-time dunking high-five from way up high. You go high-five, up high, down low, too slow. This was an up high. Guy should have pulled his hand away.
It's the best thing you've ever seen.
Man, too slow, Joe. Yeah, it was pretty good. Not going to lie. I liked it. Bryan Alvarez here, Wrestling Observer Live. Lance Storm joining us here today. SmackDown will be shifting networks as a result of the Winter Olympics, which are, well, they're coming up this winter. And so on February 13th and 20th, I don't know. Where are they? Where are the Olympics this year, everybody?
They're in Italy.
Italy. Thank you, Dom. Dom also alerts me, by the way, that the guy that did that interview talking about Trump and the exploding limo recently and confirming it was, in fact, Triple H. Pretty sure he'd probably know what was going on. So anyway, yeah, they're going to be moving on February 13th and 20th to Sci-Fi, which is astonishing to me because I didn't know Sci-Fi still existed. But they
It's
do.
like the Spice Network in Korea.
Basically, yeah. Sci-Fi. I don't even know if I have Sci-Fi. So anyway, that's that. 3-hour episodes on Sci-Fi. Last night on Raw, Javon Evans. Did you watch Raw?
I did.
Yeah, what the heck happened with
It's my
Javon?
job.
Did they ram each other in the head during that one spot?
Well, they absolutely rammed each other in the head. It looked like both were thinking they were the ones supposed to give the shoulder to the
Yes.
midsection, and they collided heads.
Yeah, they were doing... I mean, the match was, like, really good when it started. They were doing this great chain wrestling and lots of cool high spots. And then Javon, he ends up on the apron, and him and El Grande, they both go to do that, tackle the, like, shoulder tackle through the ropes to do, like, a sunset flip or whatever. And they both go to do it, but they do it at the same time. And they clonk heads, and, like, time just stood still. And it looked, from watching it, like, Javon took the worst of it because he was really rattled. And then, like, he kind of shook it off. And, like, I was concerned, but then he kept wrestling, and everything he did looked really good. Did the springboard lariat going into commercial. I mean... He wasn't stumbling. He wasn't nothing. And then they go to commercial. They come back, and he's on the ground outside. And they announce that the match cannot continue. And it was weird. First he's holding his wrist. Then he's kind of like massaging up on his shoulder here. And they got him out of there. And then they checked him for concussion. And he got cleared. And so it appears he's all right. So...
yeah, and I want to add, because... Again, especially if it was concussion fears that made them stop the match. I've been to a lot of the Chris Nowinski concussion seminars and stuff. And the one thing that he said to me that stuck in my brain the most was, until you stop a match that didn't actually need to be stopped, you're not being careful enough. Because if you only ever stop the ones where he's clearly really bad, you're missing some. And... while it would have been great to let these guys continue and finish their match because it was good so far and they're both awesome guys, safety I think should be a priority. And if he doesn't have a concussion and he'll be fine next week, I think it's worth being safe. And I commend WWE for playing the safe side and looking after the talent.
I was at QFC yesterday. It's a grocery store.
Get your top pot donut.
And I was walking, I thought about it. I was walking through the store and I saw Cliff, my admin Tony's son. And the kid who, when he was like 4 years old, said that Vinny was a goober years and years ago on the show.
Smart kid.
And we played that audio over and over. Vinny is a gooba. But anyway... He's now like, 23 or something like that. And he's just, looks like a Sasquatch. And I walk in the store and there's Cliff. And I swear to God, he's carrying like 70 bananas.
And he looks like Sasquatch.
He's got this big beard and he's just all hairy and he's carrying like 70 bananas. And I'm like, Cliff, what are you doing? Are you an ape? And he goes... I got to stock up on bananas. And I was like, well, yeah, I can see that, but like, how many bananas do you eat every day? And he goes, usually about 1.5. I'm like, what do you do with the other half of the banana? You eat 1.5 bananas? But then you got 80 bananas. Like, why do you? So anyway, he's walking to the checkout and he's got nothing but bananas. He's not got a cart. He's carrying these bananas in his hand like this, and he's carrying them over there. And I'm like, I'm just like, I can't help myself. He's my nephew. I'm just belittling him. Like, dude, you got 80 bananas. You're eating 1.5 a day. Like, how long these bananas are. So anyway, he's laughing and he starts going over to the checkup area, and like, I can't stop myself. I'm still, shouting at him like an old man about all these bananas. And then right by the checkout, there's a whole thing of bananas, and these ones are 69 cents a pound. I'm like, you should have just got you should have just taken this whole... Anyway, I walked right into a metal pole. this big, giant metal pole that holds up QFC. I freaking ran right into this in my head. It's just like, bing! And, of course, I have to not sell it because, I'm tough. And, man, I kept walking, and I was like, I hope I didn't concuss myself. And so I, walked around the QFC for a while, and then when I was safely out of the way, I'm like, oh, my God, my freaking head, dude. And then I'm just imagining, the guy upstairs is watching the security camera. I'm sure after hours, he just played this on a loop for everybody. Watch this, guys. This guy's got 50 bananas. And then the other guy's making fun of him. And then he runs into a pole. And they're all laughing. He goes, gets even better. Watch. He goes around the corner here. And now he's selling his head. He was trying. So anyway, I think I'm all right. But I felt for old Javon.
If there's anyone at QFC listening, please share the footage.
God. What else?
I was wondering where this was going. Concussions to QFC.
Yeah, I think I got it. I think I might have got it worse than Javon. It's hard to tell. All right. I think we've gone over most of the other... Oh, we got a Leila Gray update. She tore her ACL in that match with Mercedes Moné. Updated a social media post. And she noted that she had never been injured before. She said that the injury took place when Monet pushed her into the corner buckles. She felt the first pop. She said she was unsure about the severity of the pop. She continued the match. However, things turned serious when she went for the running knee on Monet and felt a second pop. And then she was aware of the injury. She did say, today is January 19th. I have a consultation with the surgeons. It's been over a month since my injury. Finally got to see the surgeon today. Unfortunately, the feedback I got was, I still do not have complete range of motion in my leg, cannot fully extend it, can't bend the knee. Because of that, I need to do more prehab, a month of prehab twice a week, and then they can operate.
Man.
Is that normal?
I've never heard of it.
I thought you tore your ACL, they just go right in and they fix it. How many times has a WWE wrestler torn their ACL and it's this Wednesday they're going to Dr. Andrews? And I mean, the difference is, and some people are going to get mad. I'm sure we're going to get the usual tribalism. It is completely different in AEW and WWE. If you tear your ACL in WWE, they're going to tell you who you're going to, when you're going, and that's what you're doing. And they're going to pay for it. And you don't get a choice. And in AEW, what they do is, you tear your ACL, you pick the doctor, you handle everything, and then there's an app, and you get your money reimbursed, basically. And, all of the tribalists, listen, one's not better than the other. I mean, some people prefer one to the other. Some people prefer the other to the other. I mean, there's a lot of wrestlers nowadays that have some weird stuff that they do, and they want to go to their doctor. Well, in AEW, you can do that. In WWE, you can't. They'll send you where you're going to go. On the other hand, you tear your ACL in WWE, you're in surgery Wednesday, and you're back on the rehab trail.
Well, there may have been cases where prehab was required.
It's possible.
About it.
It's possible. But I've heard positives and negatives about both ways. So stop being stupid and saying that one company's horrible and one isn't. They're both doing it just a different way. Kazarian also mentioned he had been wrestling since last December with a surgically repaired hand. He was out 29 days, or he was 29 days out of a surgically repaired fracture of his first metacarpal bone on his right hand. Suffered the injury versus Bear Bronson on December 7th in a title defense, and he just kept going. So he lost the title, obviously, at the Genesis pay-per-view, which I thought was a good show, Lance. I don't know about you.
Yeah, you're incorrect. He failed to regain the title at Genesis.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he lost it at the television show. Sorry, I forgot about that show.
Now, just to bring up, was it you or was it Vinny? I think it was you.
If it was smart, it was me. If it was stupid, it was Vinny.
Well, you had mentioned that you would have popped with the finish of the main event being him pulling himself up on the ropes and his fingers giving out and him crashing to the mat. It would have been great if he worked his hand in the match. Turns out he had a surgically repaired hand.
Yeah, they should have told us that. That would have made the match even better.
Maybe that will be his excuse.
That's actually a great excuse.
I had a surgically repaired hand. I was in there with a broken hand, and I couldn't pull myself up.
I like that idea. I hope they do that. Thank you, Lance. I appreciate you appreciating my great idea. That's rare.
That you have good ideas?
No, that you appreciate them.
Ah.
Back in a moment, Observer Live. Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful. Jared, put old Granny on. Let's see what she's up to. Oh, man, she's doing something. Oh, Lord.
She's trying to plug in the box, Brian.
Granny can't connect. And so I call her on the phone, and she alerts us that she apparently knocked the box off her desk. Whatever's happening right there, that doesn't look good. She knocked down the camera now? What's going on?
She's got a hold of the camera, I think.
She's okay. Well, we've got the ceiling at least. There's the box. Hey, we got the box, Jared. Does it look like it's plugged in?
No.
It's definitely not on.
No.
Okay. That's her back, I believe. She appears to be doing something.
Apparently yoga.
That's her hair. Are we sure that's not Ric Flair? Now she's got to find the phone, too.
Think anyone's going to still subscribe after the show?
I hope we get a bunch of video signups. This is interesting.
Is it now?
Oh, man, we can almost see the front of the tie line to see if it's on. But we can't. We can only see the side of it, as well as a flashlight and dice. I don't know why there are dice there.
Well, you never know when you're going to play dice in the dark.
She's still doing something.
That's good radio, boss.
Show that again, what's she doing?
You know what's a good show is the Big VV show.
Is it?
Or reviewed Poet Armenia 2025.
She might be tying her shoe or something.
Ed and
down
San
there.
Antonio show.
Granny is furiously doing something. It's possible that we should sabotage the box every week.
No!
So that she can, get up and down, like Roddy Piper once said. No, I know. I'm calling you. Phone. I'm calling you. Oh, my God. How are you?
I'm exhausted. Oh, I want to tell Vinny I watched his show today.
Thank you, Granny. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was good.
Good. That sounded very sincere.
Stunning review. Well,
Anyway.
can we please make that into a commercial, Jared, for Vinny's show? Apple Podcast carries every podcast that we produce.
Oh, I want to tell Vinny I watched his show today.
Thank you, Granny. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was good.
Good.
So check it out, f4wonline.com/Apple. Try your free trial today. What is happening here? Yes, Granny?
I don't care if it's show or what. My computer went out and I can't fix it.
Okay. Jared, can you fix Granny's computer?
But he tried to get a pin.
I am Steve.
Brian, what are you doing?
Now my child is sending me a voice message.
Steel chicken jockey.
Back here on the show. Thought I was muted. Did you watch Raw?
You asked me that already. I said yes. I do my job.
Every commercial break, Lance, is like, you didn't watch. Wasn't there a show you didn't watch like a week ago? There was some show we were going to review and you didn't watch it. Yeah. Can't remember what it was. I do my job. What did you think of the show?
I greatly enjoyed the main event. I thought that was fantastic.
What is as good as that New Japan match? No, sorry. Don't get me started. Go ahead.
I really enjoyed the main event. I generally like both guys, and I thought this was really fantastic. And, I did laugh when Finn couldn't even really do the gimmick with his arms because the crowd was so loud he couldn't hear the music.
That was funny. We didn't mention that. He tried to do the demon gimmick, and the music crescendoed, and he missed it. And then he looked in the camera and says, I can't even hear the music. They were very loud. It was a very good show, I thought. Main event was awesome. Opened up with a Gunther coming down to the ring for a promo, talking about beating AJ Styles, who came out and said, actually, you did not beat me.
I did.
You tapped out. And Gunther is angry. And AJ wants a rematch. Gunther says no. AJ says, if you're scared, just say so and we can both move on. And Gunther says, I proved I was smarter and better. There's no incentive for me to wrestle. The answer is no. He goes to leave, but then he stops, and he comes back in and says, you know what? There might be some incentive here. AJ says, name it. Gunther says, if you want your match at the Rumble, you've got to put your career on the line. And he says, okay, just think about it. Think about whether this is a hill worth dying on. And I want your answer by the end of the night, which we shall get to.
And emphasized, unless you're scared.
By the way, yeeks. We just got the ratings for the TNA debut on AMC.
Okay.
Not good. 95,000 and a 0.04. So hopefully it grows from there. I'll just say that. 95,000. Actually, the 18 to 49.04 is actually
not that bad.
I think Collision just did like a .03 twice. So that's not a catastrophe. But the 95,000 viewers, I cannot say, like a lot of people were thinking 200,000 or 300,000. So the most recent data available for Impact on Access from 2023 showed the program regularly drew under 100,000 viewers. So this is...
But what is that?
I don't know what that means. How far under? 50? 30? 80?
2 viewers is less than 100.
Yes.
And again, I have no idea what it did, so...
All right. Well, that's the update, everybody. That is from WrestleNomics. So when we get more info, we will follow up on it. I want some quarters, is what I want. We had Maxine running into Natty backstage. This led to Becky and Maxine for the women's IC title. So we didn't mention this on Observer Radio because I was unaware, but there were Becky was out there and Finn was out there. Finn was a gigantic babyface. Becky was booed. And what we did not see on television is during the break, Becky came out and cut a long heel promo and talked about how much the place sucked and she couldn't wait to get out of there. So and then she worked heel, so that's why she was booed.
Precondition.
And Finn, on the other hand, did nothing but babyface promos. This was his island, he said. He's going to win that title. And they went nuts for the guy. So that's the story. Becky Lynch and Maxine, women's Intercontinental title. I thought the match itself, like the actual wrestling match, was on the better end of the ones they've had together. But then at the finish, Maxine went for a spin kick, and she missed Becky by a frickin' mile. Becky takes the bump anyway, and that's supposed to be the big move of the match. Goes for the cover. Natty puts Becky's foot on the ropes. Probably thinking there's no way you're getting a win with that missed shot. Come on. And then, of course, Maxine is aghast. Becky hits her with her finish, pins her. And then Natty beat down Maxine. And, you know, the idea was tremendous heat. But the problem was people didn't really want to boo Becky, but she made them. And they didn't really care that much about Maxine. I don't even remember the last time we've seen Natty on TV. So they tried, but nobody cared one bit about this. And they just sat there watching.
I really hope they have an explanation for Natty's turn. The only one I could come up with is this is the last stage of her training from the dungeon, the don't trust anyone.
Possible.
Because other than that, I can't think of anything that would make sense.
We had Pierce meeting with AJ. AJ said he's going to go call his wife. And then Paul runs into Adam Pierce. And Pierce says, you better have these guys on their best behavior tonight. And if you're going to be at ringside, I'm going to be there as well. Had a couple of promos. Finn doing his babyface promo. Jay doing his promo. No Jimmy on this tour. He wasn't there at all. And they announced that next week there's going to be a fatal four-way involving the New Day and 3 other teams. I don't have it in front of me. I think one of them is Alpha Academy or American Made, whichever one. But anyway, and actually, what is the match? I've actually got it way up here.
Well, while you look it up, I just want to point out, I was disappointed that Michael Cole pointed out that AJ's retiring in 2026 and tried to make that seem like him putting his career on the line this early bigger. I'm like, they do like 20 matches a year. It's like putting his career on the line now is risking, what, 10, 12 matches? Well, didn't seem like he was putting a lot on the line.
I also didn't like how Michael Cole said... that
Javon was Kofi Kingston?
That was also a bad one. But he said something like AJ was making a... I forget. I'll get to it here in a minute. But anyway, the match is New Day, American Made, and American Alpha, and Los Americanos. So that's Raw for next week.
A lot of Americans, American Maids, and...
Yeah. Is that all the correct team names? That's what's written here. So then we had Raquel, Jay, New Day, Vision and Rey Mysterio versus Dragon Lee and Penta. They had a good match with a screwjob finish that I actually liked because they're doing all these near falls there at the end, and then Paul Heyman ends up giving the brass knucks to where was it here?
Theory.
Was it Theory?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Logan throws the knucks to Theory, but the ref catches him. Pierce then grabs the knucks, gets into a giant argument with Heyman. Pierce is just screaming at this guy, and in doing so, he accidentally drops the knucks. Ray grabs them, clobbers Theory, and Penta hits the Canadian Destroyer and gets the pin. So this is now the second week in a row that in some way or another, Adam Pearce is screwed with Paul Heyman's crew, whether he meant to or not. And so they go backstage, and Heyman says, you know, Pierce, you're the best GM Raw's ever seen. Everybody's going to miss you when you're gone. And Pierce goes, is that a threat? Heyman goes, nah, but you know what? You might want to take that phone call. And in fact, Pierce's phone is ringing. He takes the call. He's not happy.
I really hope Paul accuses Adam Pearce of paying off the sound guy and assaulting him with the boom mic.
Yeah. Then we had, that boom mic just flew into the screen. God. We had Rhea and Io coming out for a promo, and they're talking about the match with Liv and Roxanne at Saturday night's main event. Liv and Roxanne interrupt, vow to win the titles on Saturday, and then Liv goes, I got advice for you, Io. Rhea's going to turn on you someday. She always does. Rhea's disgusted. Huge brawl breaks out, and the heels lay out the baby faces, and it was a good, simple angle to set up Saturday night's main event title match, and they're all in the Rumble. So we set that up as well. They really tried to start promoting the Rumble, finally with a week and a half left. Maybe, I'm sure the Rumble's going to do fine, but very bad build. They've been concentrating on other things. Bailey's flipping out, and Lyra tries to calm her down. We had the Javon El Grande Americano match, which we talked about. And then Finn Balor cuts his babyface promo for the main event. Fans are just going wild for this guy. So Adam Pearce meets with Paul Heyman's crew. He says, you know, I want Braun in the building next week. I want to talk to him eye to eye like a man, smooth things over. Paul says, you know, if I got the phone call you got, I'd want to smooth things over too. Pearce goes, not about the phone call. We're both grown men. Handle things like men. Paul goes, well, I'll be happy to have him here, but you better make sure you're on your best behavior. And then AJ walks in. He says, I talked to my wife. It was one of the few times I've heard her cuss. She told me to kick his ass. So Pearce says, all right.
Is that a cuss in the Styles household?
It must be. You can say it on the radio, but apparently not in the AJ household. And then the match is on. They go to Michael Cole. Michael Cole goes, I love AJ, but that was a huge mistake. I was like, can't you say, like, that's a big gamble? Like, I argued about this with Dave last night. He's like, well, they got to sell it. I was like, yeah, you do sell it. But why would you say it's a huge mistake? Because by saying it's a huge mistake, you basically are putting virtually no faith in the guy, even though a week ago they had a match and Gunther tapped out. So go ahead and say it's like a gamble. It is a gamble. But he beat the guy last week. You can't say it's a huge mistake. I didn't like that line.
AJ's a top star. You're 100% correct. You can say it's a huge gamble. You'd say it's something you wouldn't do, but to say it's a mistake is unproductive and quite probably wrong.
We had a segment. Asuka's freaking out backstage. She says, Kairi, you failed. You embarrassed me. You lost last week. It hurt almost as much as Io turning on me, and Kairi's weeping. I promise I'll help you win the Royal Rumble. I'll do anything. Asuka says, you're a good girl. Now don't make me yell at you again. It's a bizarre storyline.
It's a bizarre relationship. It's like a mother-daughter abusive relationship.
This person here, Brandon, says, in some Christian households, saying ass is a swear word. May apply to AJ's household. So there you go. CM Punk and Finn Balor for the WWE title. I love this match.
This was really good.
I thought this match was awesome. Thing is,
we got a clean finish in a great match in a main event. That's like 4 thumbs up.
Finn Balor is not going to win most underrated because Javon exists. But he should, actually. Finn Balor, I actually think, is more underrated than Javon. This guy, like, for the last several years, he's just in the Judgment Day. He's playing video games. He'll have a tag match here and there where he looks good. But he came out here. He did his old school demon entrance.
Wasn't the demon entrance.
Well, he did the music. You know what I'm talking about. But the point is, he came off as like, I mean, he could be the biggest star in the business or one of them. And instead, he's just like a guy playing video games. He came back in NXT and had the same music and did the same babyface gimmick, and like they ate it up. And he was incredible in this match. This was the best Finn Balor match I've seen in I don't even know how long. And it wasn't like he can't do this every week if he wanted to. He's just never in the position to. And they had an incredible match. And, of course, Punk beat him clean with the GTS. But you guys got to go out of your way to see this match. Like, I don't want to hear this crap about how, you know, and I hear it weekly. There'll be some great AEW match, and people will go, yeah, that's why I like AEW. You'll never see something like this in WWE. Stop! This match was awesome. It's as good as any match you'd see anywhere. And Finn was incredible. And Punk did a great job. I mean, this match was awesome. And then Punk helped him up afterwards. And I don't know what he told this guy, but it was just like, thanks, man. That was awesome. Hugs him. He's supposed to shake his hand. He hugs him, too. And then the show ends with Punk celebrating, and Finn's out there. And he's just looking at the ring, thinking about his life. Just like I was when I watched this match. Back in a moment, Observer Live. Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful. Okay, can everyone hear it?
Yeah.
There's a mystery bell at Granny's house. She can't hear it. Take off your headphones for a second.
I had them on wrong anyway.
Okay.
I can't get them on right. What?
Take them off and listen.
You have in your elbow?
Is the fan on a computer?
Nothing.
All right. Well, this is going to be an exciting show.
Gonna have bells ringing through the whole thing, and it's every week. It's got to be me.
Do you have a neighbor that's an ice cream man?
No.
Practicing out there?
I got a neighbor that smokes marijuana.
I'm sure you do. I guess
Whatever that noise is, I mean, it's still going.
Yeah, it's not going to stop, dude.
Brian, do you want me to get off here and go see if open the door and see if there's anything out there?
You think something's out the front door?
Is he ringing the bell the entire time?
Yeah. No, Granny, you don't.
Let me in. Let me in.
It's fine. It's fine.
If it's death, don't open the door.
Thank you, Craig. This person thinks it's a stove timer.
Have you burned the roast?
No, I don't have a stove. You want me to just get off here?
No. We're going to barrel through it.
I'd love it.
You're not even doing anything. Granny, Nick says that you've got an old-fashioned analog alarm clock in Terry's bedroom.
I don't know. I got a new alarm clock. Battery operated. Is that what she meant?
Well, whatever it is, it's going haywire right now.
Oh, it might be my alarm.
Do you think?
But it's way back in the bedroom.
Don't worry about it right now. But when the show's over, you might want to go...
That's what it is.
Okay.
Solved the mystery.
Is there a reason you didn't turn it off when it started ringing?
Well, I wasn't in there. I didn't.
Duh.
I took a nap. I took a nap and set the alarm. I thought I shut it off, but I probably didn't.
No.
You probably didn't.
That's life.
I would say with a good deal of certainty that you didn't turn it off.
Brian, that's life around here.
Yeah, I'm well aware. I do the show with Dave, too.
Say,
Hear all sorts of things in the background.
did I do that? You know,
Yeah, you did do that.
or I thought I did that, but I didn't.
in there.
I wake up and I see lights on, and I say, I didn't turn those lights on. What's going on?
Maybe the place is haunted.
Could be.
Okay.
It's my brain that's haunted.
Well, I hope not. Instead of suffering through the YouTube chat, click like and subscribe. Back in the show, Bryan Alvarez here, Wrestling Observer Live. Lance Storm is joining us here today. Tonight is everyone's favorite program, NXT. Josh Briggs and Shiloh Hill, ladder match qualifier. Eli Knight and Sean Legacy, ladder match qualifier. And actually, I hate this show of late, but I mean, I'm a fair guy. Josh Briggs and Shiloh Hill should be really good. Eli Knight and Sean Legacy actually could be great if they let him have time. Ethan Page and Eli LaFleur should be really, really good, maybe great. And then we've got the number one contendership for the TNA Knockouts tag titles. Solrook and Zarya, Fatal Influence, and Kendall Gray and Rin Sinclair in a three-way. So that's tonight. That actually could be the best NXT show in, forever if they don't screw something up. Which actually has been the problem with NXT lately, screwing everything up, so we'll see what happens.
And you said that was a number one contenders for the TNA Knockouts tag titles?
TNA
so they will
Knockouts
face
tag
the
titles.
Elegance brand?
That is what's going on. And then Dynamite's got Death Rider's Don Callis family in a street fight. Mina and Tony versus Megan and Penelope. Samoa Joe and Speedball. Swerve and Kevin Knight. Kenny Omega and Josh Alexander. And MJF will be in the building. So that also looks like a very good show.
Swerve and Kevin Knight, I would imagine, would be quite good.
And then Impact on Thursday. The System introduces a new member.
Yes, that was announced on the premiere that Dango is going to name a replacement.
Elena Black will speak. Indy Hartwell versus M by Elegance. Jeff Hardy versus Mustafa Ali in a Feast or Fired match. Who's getting fired?
Who did you say was in it?
It doesn't say. It just says Feast or Fired match. So that's interesting.
That's usually 3 title shots and a pink slip.
Yeah. All right, we got to wrap it up, everybody. I'll be back later on tonight. Brian and Vinny, Granny, Craig, and Sean show. TNA Impact from 20 years ago this week. Granny and more. Back tomorrow with Filthy Tom. We'll talk to you next time. Wrestling Observer Live.